शिवा के घर में री एंट्री कर चुकी श्रीजिता आज हमारे साथ उनके फियांसे हैं माइकल, जो कि बताने वाले हैं री एंट्री करने के बाद उनके गेम में कितना बदलाव आया. माइकल, प्लीज टेल अस फर्स्टली, हाउ मच आर यू मिसिंग हर? Do you miss her?
Of course, a lot. I mean, it's been 6 weeks now, and I think we have never been apart for such a long time. So of course I'm missing her.
Did you miss her now more, or the one that she has been gone like before in the first week?
I think the first time, because it was for me, I didn't know what to expect, and it was the first time. And now that she came back, she told me a lot of stuff. Of course, I have a better insight. I've been here myself, so it's easier the second time for sure.
How much are you liking her game, or do you think that she is not playing that well, the one that she has discussed before, like entering the house? Do you think she's playing well?
No, of course I think she's playing well. I think she's quite real. She has not really faked anything, I would say, and I think that's most important. At the end of the day, it's a reality show, right? So I think from that point of view, I'm very proud of her that she's not doing anything much just for catching more screen time, and I think she's doing good.
Do you think she's getting enough screen time in the telecasted episode?
Honestly, no. I think it could be a little bit more. What I've observed, that there's a certain group inside the house, and that there's a lot of attention on that group, because it's also 6-7 people who are spending a lot of time. They have certain funny characters inside, so they're getting a lot of screen time. It's not that these people are contributing something, but they're more visible. Doesn't mean that she's a weaker contestant.
What do you think is the reason that she is not being that visible in the telecasted episode?
She has somehow built decent equations with all the people inside the house. She's not sticking to certain people. I mean, she knows how the game has looked from outside, but she's not sticking around to the people who are maybe getting more screen time just for the heck of having the screen time. And I think she's spending a lot of time with certain individuals, maybe from different groups, to somehow build the bonds. And if that is not interesting enough to be telecasted, then it's not on us to decide. But of course, I think it could be a little bit more. But I think recently she has got more screen time, so I'm fairly happy with that.
Do you think that she got a really good opportunity to come outside the house and then re-enter in the house, so that she get to know what things are working, what is the game of other people? But even though she's not utilizing that opportunity properly?
I don't think that she's not utilizing it. Like I said, I think she's being herself, and I don't think you can see a major difference of her or the way she carries herself. I think being somehow dignified and voice out your opinions, I think that's something that even she did in the initial stage. So I don't think she has changed that much. I don't think that, of course it's great to see how things are looking from outside or how fans are perceiving it, but I don't think that has influenced her game much, no.
Do you think that her game is more centered in showing her rivalry with Tina, or do you think that it is something that very naturally that comes?
I think everyone can feel these cold vibes between them, especially initially. I think they got used to it. Maybe initially they were not really sure about how they can deal with each other. So there's a history between those two. I think everyone knows that. I don't want to comment on it. But I think they have somehow gotten used to each other, and somehow they found a way how to deal with each other, because you can't escape, right? So you have to somehow find a way. And if that's now the final stage, or if maybe we can even see more of them getting closer, or maybe we can see something completely different, that only time will tell.
Do you think that when she came out, like within a week, you must have had a long conversation about how she should play or not, and now that she has re-entered, I would like to know what suggestion or what piece of advice you are going to give to Sreejita when you enter the house, because it is very important to be the screen presence.
Sure.
When the episode is telecasted, not only in the online live telecast.
Of course, we had long discussions, and I was shocked. I think audience was shocked. She, of course, also didn't expect to be out. So we had discussions about what could be the reason. We till date don't know, and I don't think it was required for her to change anything specific. She has not done. Honestly, for me, she should have stayed inside, and we would have probably seen the same person in week 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. So I don't think she has changed much. What I would probably tell her right now, I think the only thing which she can maybe do, which she most of the times does, she has her strong opinions, and she has a good way of communicating it to people. I think here and there she could maybe do it on people's face rather than behind.
What piece of advice do you have for other contestants?
For other contestants, anyone specific or in general?
Like in General, what do you have and what are you going to say to other contestants?
See, maybe just to give you an example, I think Abdu is a person that I personally enjoy watching on screen, not only because he speaks English and I'm able to follow his dialogues more than the rest of the people, though everyone's breaking the rules constantly, right? No, but I think Abdu is a person who is always appreciated for being funny, etc. But I think what I like the most about him, we have to keep in mind that he's from a different country, he doesn't speak the language, he doesn't know the food, and still he somehow maintains his happy nature. I think that's something which is, I think, not highlighted enough, and that's definitely something I will tell him.
Is there any other contestant that you would like to, suggest or, would like to comment on their game?
Not really. I think or at least I hope that I will have the chance to speak to most of the people, or ideally everyone. There's no one specific where I feel or where it's up to me to actually tell them to change anything. Not that anyone would listen to me. I think, like you said, the bond between Priyanka and Sreejita comes across very nice. I think it's natural, and I think that's something that these two should try to maintain, even if and the show constantly tries to somehow break these kind of friendships. So I think it's important for them to stay true to what friendship they have right now.
Okay. Recently, Sreejita misunderstood a word for which even Salman Khan told her that during a song that was being played. Do you think that Sreejita needs to little calm down through her understanding or something?
I'm not 100% sure what kind of incident you mean.
She just misunderstood a word, and even Salman Khan told that you can't use that word, and it's not important to bring up to that.
See, that's my issue that I have. I'm not speaking any Hindi, so I'm not even sure what kind of word it is. I genuinely have no idea. I think he called her out for certain things last week, which is good. I think getting feedback during the weekend episode is something very valuable for the contestants, because it's the only opportunity to get some kind of feedback. So if it's positive or negative, it doesn't really matter. And in this case, okay, it was slightly negative, but I think she's taking the feedback positively, and she will not repeat it. So getting the feedback is good.
Okay. Do you think she needs to even surround herself to other contestants and focus on her game more instead of just surrounding herself in matters which includes Tina or Charlene?
See, I think there are lots of contestants who not even involved in fights and somehow find a way. For me, that looks very fake and it looks very staged, and I think majority of audience would probably agree with that point. So I would not recommend to jump into fights where she's not related. But like I said, if she has certain fights with other people, I think it's sometimes okay to do it. But if she's not involved, I don't see any value of her just jumping into a fight just for the purpose of getting screen time.
Sreejita being very strong enough but still not getting the enough screen space, I would say. How do you think this? Is this a drawback for her and she needs to buck up because it's last only few weeks? Do you think she would be able to win the show?
So we only have 1 month left, right? So of course now we are going into the final stage and it will be decided who actually turns up in the final or who will be the winner. I don't think that she needs to change anything much. I don't think that would come across very natural and it would look fake. Very honestly, I think she should stay true to herself, and I strongly still believe that. I mean, she has. People say it's an advantage to be a wild card, but it's an advantage to be a wild card maybe if you're coming back after 3-4 days. She was home for 2 months, so she was completely taken out. So I think she is now equally strong like most of the contestants. There might be 2-3 who are ahead, no doubt. But I think she has somehow established herself amongst the contestants. She has survived a couple of rounds of nominations. So I think she's there for a reason. Audience has accepted her. And as Salman said last week, she was not part of the bottom 4. So I think even the viewers are appreciating her. So I think she can make it to the final, and then why not win?
Is there any other contestant that you feel is capable enough to win?
There are, I think, handful of people that I think are who have good chances to win. So I could, of course, mention Priyanka, who is coming across strong from the very beginning. So there are many contestants who have up and downs, or maybe had a strong phase initially and they are not doing much anymore. But I think she has been consistently strong. Same as Shiv. So these two are two obvious choices for me. I feel Stan is doing good. He comes across quite real, so I think he has a shot of making it to the final. And then I personally like Charlene. I think even if he's coming across fake, he sticks to his game, and he's one of the entertaining factors of the show. So for me, the fifth person would probably be Charlene, or I would not be surprised if Sajid makes it, to be honest. I think he's playing very smart. Or, of course, Archana is also a value-adding person in the show.
Alright, lastly, I'll just like to know, do you think there has been any biasness in the show?
See, that's what people say, right? I don't think it's purposely done. I think some people are smartly sticking to the people who gets most of the screen time. I think some contestants are purposely, I don't want to mention anyone, right, but I think they're purposely sticking to the people who are most talked about. So it might look biased, but I think they're also playing it very smartly and nominating people who are not part of their group. So you can call it biased, but I don't think so. I think most of it is actually done by the contestants itself.
सो दिस वॉज माइकल, जिन्होंने अपनी बातें रखी और बताया कि किस तरह से वो आने वाले हैं घर में और क्या कुछ बताने वाले हैं. फिलहाल के लिए कैमरामैन वहादत खान के साथ रोशनी विश्वकर्मा, आज तक.